What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with another Destiny 2 update video, and in this one we're going to discuss content updates, new info from Bungie, as well as some content that we'll get access to this week for the first time in the episode. So firstly, a couple of updates from Bungie regarding broken exotics, bugged supers, glitches and more, a couple of things worth bearing in mind ahead of the weekly reset, plus there are housekeeping updates regarding TWID this week. Then we'll round up some of the key Eververse items for the week, as well as the return of the Iron Banner, which this time is coming with a highly anticipated weapon, as well as a new armor set, so Iron Banner's at least seeing a bit of love this week, plus we've got a couple of other updates to mention in the video. So, as always guys, I hope you enjoy this one. If you find it useful, then be sure to get subscribed to the channel, as around 60% of viewers haven't yet hit that button, so that would really help us out. But now, let's get into it. And starting with the housekeeping and updates from Bungie right here, Bungie Help have initially said, due to an issue where more damage can be distributed than intended, the Warlock's Balador's Wrathweaver's exotic has been disabled until a fix can be implemented. They say updates will be provided when available, but I'd anticipate potentially we're going to have to wait a couple of weeks for a fix on this one, especially with Thanksgiving this week. Bungie are likely to be a little bit slower to respond, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, they've also said, we're aware of a problem with the Sentinel Shield super melee attack doing more damage than intended. This one they have got ahead of, and they say we're working on a fix, targeting mid-December, and we plan to reduce the current unintended damage while leaving it higher than it was before the recent update. In the meantime though, they look forward to seeing gameplay clips of bosses melting and solo flawless dungeons, so Sentinel will stick around in its broken form for the moment, and as we've seen there have been at least a couple of ability elements of the game putting out broken unintended levels of damage, so take advantage of the Sentinel while you still can. Other quick updates though, and just keep in mind Bungie have said they'll be taking a break from the TWID this week, as of course it's Thanksgiving in the US. However, they will be returning next week with a preview of this year's Dawning event, and if you want an even earlier preview of the Dawning, I do have a recent video which I'll link below that breaks down pretty much everything we know about the event for the year. If you're celebrating or traveling for Thanksgiving this week though, be sure to stay safe and I hope you guys have a good one. On to the Destiny content for the reset though, and we've got the return of Iron Banner. And as we know, Iron Banner now runs for 2 weeks, so we'll get it up until the reset on the 3rd of December. Then I believe we'll get a different game mode for the Iron Banner for the remainder of that reset week. For this first week though, we'll see Control, and of course we get a new armor set, so we'll be earning this by playing the event of course. There'll be focusing options at Lord Saladin to target pieces of this armor as well. I'd be curious to get your thoughts on the cosmetic component of those armor pieces down below. Generally they do drop with fairly high stats, so there's some utility there if you need some good armor. Other rewards though for the Iron Banner include a new emblem, so we're getting the Canis Lupus emblem this time around, and it hasn't been previewed outside of the game yet, but there'll also be an Iron Banner memento according to the database, so those can of course be applied to crafted weapons to grant a unique shader, so it'd be cool to get access to that perhaps as a rare drop or for rank resets. Otherwise, there'll also be a new shader which is the Cruel Patina, and importantly a new weapon, so we're getting the Tenacious Mastery, which is a stasis rocket assisted frame sidearm. This is the first time we've had one with this element, so of course it opens up various perk possibilities. And we've covered these briefly before, but the first trade slot has some nice bonuses like Air Trigger, which will bring the magazine size pretty much up to where it was before they nerfed it, but there's also Loose Change and Reverberation. Then, in the second slot, importantly, it can get Chill Clip, so a lot of players are looking for Loose Change Chill Clip, but if you get drops with Air Trigger or Reverberation in the first slot, they're certainly going to be worth trying out with Chill Clip. And then, the second slot can also get things like Bait and Switch, Desperate Measures, Frenzy, One for All and Surrounded, so there's some good damage bonuses there as well. However, generally speaking, Loose Change and Chill Clip is going to be the role that most players are going to want to pick up. Otherwise, it also gets the Skulking Wolf Origin trait, which is a shame in a way because this weapon's going to have a lot of PvE utility and that's largely a PvP perk, but still going to be one of the best weapons that we get access to this episode in terms of legendary rewards, and certainly for most players will be the best Act 2 weapon. So there'll be that and the Archon's Thunder, which has been updated, but otherwise there'll be pretty much all of the Iron Banner rewards we've had access to previously, with legacy focusing options available at Saladin as well. So it is going to be a good event to get involved with, especially if you're looking to pick up new or existing Iron Banner armor that you've perhaps missed out on before. So let us know in the comments section if you'll be diving into the Crucible for that this week. Another big one to keep in mind, but we still have double loot available in Vesper's Host this reset, so that's going to run up until next week on the 3rd of December and grants double rewards for every activity or encounter completion. So if you want Artifice Armor or any of the legendary rewards, that is certainly worth keeping in mind. But Finally, Eververse will have a couple of juicy items this week, and according to the rotation, we should see the Galatine Protocol, which is the exotic ornament for Vexcalibur. That's quite a nice one that they brought out last season in Echoes, so it'll finally be available for 1250 Bright Dust. Other items though, there are a couple which are new this episode, including the Lepus Major Shell, which I'm guessing is a sort of Jade Rabbit inspired thing. That one will be up for 2850 Bright Dust. It also has silver costs this season, so if you want to get it for Bright Dust, this week will be the time. Same applies to the Kit-Bashed Flyer, which is essentially a miniature version of the Derelict, which is the Drifter's ship. So we're going to have our own one now, which is kind of cool. That's up for 2000 Bright Dust. Other items though include the Ascendance event. That's an exotic ship for 2000 Bright Dust. And we have the Gull Topper 1, if that's how you say it, which is up for 2500 Bright Dust. And finally, the Overpacked Exotic Sparrow will be up as well, and that one has the same cost of 2500 Bright Dust. So there may even be some things to grab from Eververse, depending on what you're after this week. Finally though, for farmable exotics, firstly from Warlord's Ruin, we've got the Buried Bloodline. So the exotic rocket pistol is up this week. There's also a Grasp of Avarice featured, but then for farmable stuff we have Crota's End, so if you're working on the Necrochasm quest, that should be useful. And we'll have Vex Mythoclast dropping from Vault of Glass, with Dead Messenger dropping from Vox Obscura, so if there are any that you're still chasing down, you can go after them this week. And otherwise, outside of the Iron Banner, we'll be looking at the Dawning drop-in 2 weeks' time on the 10th of December, so let us know what you'll be up to between now and then down in the comments section. If you've enjoyed the video though, a rating really does help us out, and be sure to get subscribed so I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. Otherwise though, thanks for watching, and whatever you get up to, I hope you guys have an awesome day.
Fresh prisoners. Exciting. Kill or be killed. Fight. Kill. Survive. You put on a good show for us, Guardian.